Games Workshop have released sneaky peek rules for the 3 new detachments for Genestealer Cult. So what we're waiting for? Hello there and welcome to Purple Knight Games, and we're back looking at Genestealer Cult detachments. So the remaining 3 new detachments have had rules previewed by Games Workshop, and so we're going to have a look at those today. Also, they have confirmed that Day of Ascension is staying. It's now renamed Host of Ascension, and essentially the rules are going to work the same. They have said they have tweaked and moved around their enhancements and their stratagems. Let's hope that's not code for nerfed, because it worked really well. And obviously, if you don't like any of the new detachment, you've always got the Day with Host of Ascension now to fall back on. And Perfect Ambush, Tunnelers, and Return to Shadows, I use them constantly. So hopefully they've stayed there and not tweaked too much away. But yeah, certain enhancements I thought could maybe need redistributing or maybe updating. But we'll have to wait for the codex to come out to see. It's not too long. It's only a couple of weeks away. But anyway, so we jump on in and have a look at the new detachments. We're going to kick off with the Xenocreed Congregation. So this one is like the old Pauper Prince's creed. Focuses very much on very devout followers of acolytes and neophytes, centering around these little characters. The detachment rule itself, interesting, applies not just to acolytes and neophytes, but also metamorphs. Nice that metamorphs are getting more of mention, but while one of those units is led by a character, doesn't say what character, any character, they get to re-roll advance and charge rolls. Good. If that character models a Magus, Primus, or Acolyte Icon Ward, that model has Feel the Pain +3 while leading that unit. Now, I know some people who misread that at first and thought the whole unit got 3+3. Now, that would be amazing. That would have been also immediately addressed in the upcoming data slate if they did that. No, it is just the Magus, the Primus, and the Icon Ward that get the 3+3 on pain, which is okay. And it's only while the unit's there as well, so if they lose a unit, they don't get it. Or it's only good against precision, call out in combat. It makes them pretty safe, but it's not going to come up very often. And especially if you've got precision anywhere, you're not going to target those characters. Target other ones, such as the Nexus or the Biophagus or any of the others, or even the Primarch. But the reroll of advances and charge rolls is good. It means you're more likely to get onto objectives if you rush objectives, and it also means you're more likely to get into charge rerolls. The charges is very good. Almost a 50% chance. I think it is actually a 50% chance to get a 9-inch charge if you're re-rolling it, and you also then can re-roll again with a band re-roll. 1 CP obviously. So it's more or less guaranteeing the charge, more or less. So because it gives you that movement, I think it's good because it's going to help you score. It's just showing that feel no pain. If it was something that if you could, hoping that there's a stratagem where you can extend that to the entire unit for either a phase or for a turn or something. So that'd be really helpful. Let's have a look at the enhancement they have. So this is the D's that speak to the masses. One of the 4 enhancements they have. Biggest promise an Icon Ward model only. Once per turn, when rolling for a battle line unit, or a cult ambush army roll, bear in the battlefield, you basically re-roll it. Awesome. Once per turn, you get to, if you lose a unit, you get to re-roll it. It's good, it means you guaranteed once per turn, I think, more or less. Or a very good chance of getting at least 1 ambush marker back. Good, I think. And for a CP, Vengeance of the Martyr. You play this on your opponent's shooting or fighting phase. A Genestealer colored character is killed, and target one other Genestealer character in the army. And to the end of the battle, each time a friendly acolyte, hybrid, metamorph, or neophyte model attacks the target enemy, they can reroll hits for 1. The Magus, Primus, or Icomore that was destroyed, you get to reroll everything. So brilliant. I mean, if you're a unit with Primus in any way, you're going to be rerolling. But I can see this coming up. I can see this being useful. At some point, actually, we could use it. So overall, I think with the Xenocreed Congregation, they look okay. They look decent. They look playable. Certainly, I think good. Next one is the Biosantic Broodsurge. This is a replacement for the old Twisted Helix, pretty much the combatants, focusing on aberrants. At the time, it was Metamorphs, and Metamorphs might have moved into the Xenocreed Congregation. This one more focuses on aberrants, pure strain, Genestealers, and Biophage. Detachment role. But units that are led by a Biophage, which can be acolytes, neophytes, aberrants, but you get that anyway for aberrants, and metamorphs. So you have 3 Biophagus, that's 3 extra units basically. The aberrants, units led by Biophagus, and Genestealers get to add 1 to the charge rolls. Great. Combat army, and you're more like it into it. With Fusion and Genestealers that move 8, advance, and then get a charge with +1. Better than that, in the fight phase, if someone's selected to fight, if you make a charge move in that turn, you get to add 1 attack characteristics. 10, so a unit of Fusion and Genestealers, 40 attacks if you make a charge, 50 attacks. And interesting because it says add 1 to the weapon's characteristics. So your in your aberrant unit, the leader of the aberrant unit can get 1 extra attack for its main weapon, whether that be improvised weapon or the heavy power weapon. And then its hypermorphic tail also gets an extra attack, so you're getting 2 extra attacks. But yeah, combat army, you're getting extra attacks on the charge and not likely to make the charge. Really good, really good. Let's have a look and see what the stratagems have in. So Gene Twisted Muscle, in the fight phase, aberrant Biophage and Genestealers when not being selected to fight in the fight phase. Yeah, so one already hasn't fought yet. Basically, you get to add 1 to wound for monsters and vehicles, but it makes them much more likely to wound. And it gives aberrants basically wound vehicles in the 4+, so it makes them able to take bigger stuff easier. I think that's good, very usable. Stimulated Biosurge, also in 1 CP. In the charge phase, this is interesting, this one. So if you declare a charge and you're charging the closest eligible target, you get to add 1 to charge. But if you're multi-charging, you get to add 1 to the charge roll per multi-charge to a maximum of 3. So if you're charging 2 units, you get extra 2 to charge roll. Also, you get the extra 1 to your charge roll from the main actual army rule as well. So that's +3 to your charge. This means if you coming in from Deep Strike, 1 CP, you've got a 6-inch charge to make. And you're likely to make that. I think it's about 62% chance of making it. Could be more. I could be wrong there. Could be more. Very, very likely going to make that charge. Again, very usable. I like it. So far, the Biosantic Broodsurge is looking very good. And I think this is one I think players will really like to go into. There's lots of drop down and shoot. And I think now having jumping in and hitting things and tearing things out with claws is going to look good. Moving on, next one is the Outlander Claw. This is your mechanized type unit. So based on the bladed cog, the Rusted Claw, they're the two creeds most like they're the conquering most like. This is more focused on the bikes, so the Jackals, Jackal Alphas, and Weekly's Ridge Runners. Interesting at the Goliath. I think you should have been focused on Goliaths as well. There might be some in the stratagems of the enhancements which will help Goliaths. Because obviously transports are also part of your mechanised part, so hopefully it'll involve them. Interesting in the actual blurb here is the bikes maintain their 12-inch move, 9-inch scout move, and the stealth special makes them means of grabbing early objectives and weathering some fire in return. They need anything. Outlander Jackals I found are a bit too paper. They die far too easily, so the stealth rule is going to really help their durability. So actually, well, it depends on the points. If the points go up, is it worth it? If the points are the same, actually that makes these a lot more usable. Good first start. Well, the detachment rule, rapid takeover. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed with this one. So this means any Genestealer cult mounted and cult vehicle models in your army basically have their objective control doubled. Bikes have 2, Ridge have 6, Outland Goliaths have 4. It's good, it makes them usable. Also, Outland Jackals have the sticky objective. It just seems really boring. But it makes the detachment usable. Unless it states these are now battle line, which it doesn't. It's increasing that objective control. You need the objective control to hold on to objectives. Primary objectives are where half of your points come from. So it's important, and it makes the mechanized army work. Boring, but I think necessary. And again, it's helping you score primaries, it's helping you score points. So it's a good thing. And generally, you want your detachment rule either to help you score points or stop your enemy from scoring points. Ideally, both. I think this really does help. Let's have a quick look. We have a whole 1 stratagem to look at. And so this is along shadow trails. Any phase, just after an enemy unit ends in within 9 inches of one of your cult ambush. Now, does that mean one Outland Jackal unit from your army ambush one of those cult ambush markers? Set up the cult ambush marker anywhere in the battlefield that's more than 9 inches away from the enemy, and hold within 6 inches of one of my battle edges. At the end of the battle, you only select Outland Jackal units from your army to set up using the cult ambush marker. To save an ambush marker and means you can put bikes on. But units 10, Outland Jackals is very difficult to get back on in the space you've provided. Easier since the meter space you're allowed in. But it's essentially the same thing as the icon board. Points. Once battle, this is you can use it any once a turn, I suppose. But you can only bring bikes back having any. I suppose at least with bikes they're fast. If you stick them in the corners, I just to play singles, but I think they're getting taken out, aren't they? So that may not be useful. They're fast and they're always able to be back in the game quite quickly as long as it's not coming on the last turn. It's okay. I can see it being used. It's getting like the main detachment rule. Just find it a little bit boring. But the idea of running a mechanized Mad Max style full army on rushing the enemy and flying, getting right in their faces and taking objectives early and trying to weather some sort of storm afterwards, I find really fun. So maybe the whole sense of the actual, the whole sort of concept of the army is where the fun comes from, rather than the actual rules. So there we have it, 3 new detachments. And, well, none of them are OP. And after I was quite underwhelmed by the Brother Auxilia new detachment, these are quite pleased. They're all usable. By far, I think the Biosantic Broodsurge is my favourite. Just those extra attacks and the extra charge on a melee-led Genestealer cult army, I think is going to be great. I think that, along with Horse of Ascension, will probably be where most players go. But the others are all usable, and the others all have their benefits as well. But we won't know. It's only a sneaky peek. We don't know yet what's in the codex, and I am excited. I am excited. You got it next time. I hope you're not disappointed. But yeah, it's a good flavour of what's to come. So yeah, let's all get our busy fingers ready to pre-order the codex. For those of you who collect cult like myself, and let's say glory to the Farmed Emperor. Thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what you think. What's your favourite detachment? Are you more of a Brother Auxilia, or are you quite liking maybe the Outlander Claw, or the what's it called now? The Congregation. I can't remember its name now. But yeah, let me know what you think. Which one do you think is going to be your favourite? Which one do you think is going to be most useful? And theming is also going to be great as well. I love to theme Genestealer cult. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Glory to the Farmed Emperor and glory to the new codex. I will see you again soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.